Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Wildflower Wolves Knitting Podcast. I'm Louise, if you are new here, and it's Monday, which means I am going to cast on a brand new project for the week. So, welcome, everybody. Hope you've had a great start to your week. We had a really super fun poll going on today. You were voting on two different yarns for a new sweater project. And I know I haven't got the first sweater project finished yet, but that's okay. I don't mind having lots of things on my needles, so that's not gonna bother me one little bit. I've got updates on a couple of projects. Honestly, I don't feel like I have a whole lot of knitting to talk to you guys about. So hopefully you all have been busy knitting and can put in the chat what you have been working on, and then we can talk about some of your projects. So, ooh, Sock Madness sign up is coming up. So, Sock Madness, you guys all know I can talk forever about Sock Madness. So, maybe we'll talk a little bit about that too. Okay, this week's voting. Okay, I had to do a mad dash. I'm a little late logging on here tonight, you guys, because I had to add up all the votes. I got home a little late from work, and then I had to do all this adding. So, there was a lot of votes this week. This is what I posted this morning for you all to vote on for this week's sweater project. So when I say this week, I'm meaning more like starting on Thursday, Friday, because the 2-week sweater knitting challenge is starting. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So this yarn here, let's see. This yarn I bought, was it the beginning of January, end of December? It was sometime, I'm not sure if it was the end of the year or the beginning of the year. And this I had seen, it was on clearance at Michael's. I know, and you guys all know I cannot resist yarn sales. And honestly, I have been looking at this yarn every time I'd gone into Michael's, every time I'd gone into Michael's more looking for, Christmas decor stuff, ribbon. I bought a ton of ribbon at Michael's this holiday season. And while I'm in there, you just peruse, you get your steps in as you walk through the yarn section, right? And I had been seeing this just sitting in the on the shelf, and I don't know what it was, just the way this yarn is wound and the color, the green, I loved it. So anyways, it was on sale, it was on clearance. I forget how much it was, like dirt cheap. So it came home with me. So I thought this would be a fun one to potentially use for sweater knitting month in February for the Fiber Friends knitting challenge, right? And Jocelyn and I are also doing a 2-week sweater challenge. So this was the first option. Good old Karen Cakes, cinnamon swirl cakes. Now I was worried that this color, because it was on clearance, was that they were discontinuing it, but you guys were like, all quickly jumped on Michael's website and you said, no, it looks like it's still available. So I don't think I would need any more. I've got 4 or 5 balls of this, so should be enough for a sweater. Anyways, what is it? What colorway is it, you ask? Moss Swirl. I was going to guess olive swirl, but it's moss swirl. And it does. It looks like a moss grain. I love it. Some people voted for this because they just said they wanted to see how it would knit up. Obviously, it's going to stripe. Looks super fun. And it is a number 4. I posted pictures of this morning and I went to work. And then I'm like, is that a worsted weight or is it a chunky weight? I really couldn't remember, or maybe it didn't really honestly look that close. I just fell in love with the color, and whatever it was, it was. But I was wanting to do a worsted weight sweater for this month's challenge. But I thought, well, you know what? If this ends up being a chunky weight and if it ends up winning the vote, I can knit a chunky sweater. It would be fine. So, but it's not, it's a worsted, so that makes me happy. What is it saying? It's saying a 5mm or a US 8, 17 stitches over 4 inches. Okay, so that is more like a chunky gauge, isn't it? Usually worsted is 20 stitches. So it looks worsted though. I don't know. I guess they're just talking a loose gauge. I haven't said yet, Elena. Hi, Elena. You're up super late. I know. It is the thrill of knowing what yarn wins, right? I know. You just have to know. Okay, so let's see. It's 100% acrylic. Oh, that's 100% acrylic. Some, we were talking the other night about Karen cakes, how some of them do have a wool content, but this one here is not. It's 100% acrylic. So this was option. This was like option A. Option B is this glorious new yarn that I picked up on the weekend. This came from the Thoughtful Artisan in Woodstock. I was there teaching a brioche knitting class, had so much fun. It is such a lovely shop, and the owner is so lovely. She is just so helpful. When you hear her talking with her customers, she has got the best suggestions of color combinations, and yeah, it is truly her gift is helping out um, knitters and crocheters. She is a big crocheter. She teaches Tunisian crochet lessons and as well as crochet lessons. And yeah, she is fabulous, fabulous. So she helped me pick out this yarn. I mean, I was pretty much I was walking around with it, and she just confirmed that yes, it was. No, actually, I picked up this color, but without the halo to it. And then she's like, "Oh, have you seen it? This version." I'm like, "Oh, I like this." Now this is a wool and acrylic blend, almost 50-50. I don't know why they don't make things easy and just say 50-50, but it's 51% virgin wool, 49% acrylic. I guess you have to have that extra little 1% of wool in there. But isn't that color stunning? There is no name to this. It looks like it's color 5, I'm thinking. But remember my November sweater that was supposed to be my Christmas sweater that was kind of the reds and golds and greens? The colors that are just absolutely stunning. Some people were saying so that sweater was Shiva yarn, very similar to this in the same kind of ball, basically the same fiber content, same yardage, that kind of thing. And some people were saying about this one here, Little Red Mitten has this melange yarn. So Thoughtful Artisan obviously has this as well. And they're basically pretty much the same. Anyway, this color is gorgeous. It's like a teal. It looks like it has like a mohair halo to it. It's nice. I don't find it picky or anything. So I thought, I don't know which one I really, honestly, I don't know which one I would rather knit. I like them both. So this one here might be a little finer weight. It says right on here. See that? Aran. Aran. It is not Aran. It is honestly, it's more definitely a not a light worsted, more like a DK weight. But maybe with the halo, maybe that knits up a little heavier. So anyways, it's the color is just absolutely gorgeous. I loved it. So that's what you were voting for a sweater. So let's see. I'm going to just take a quick look here in the comments before I tell you which one is the winning yarn. We've got Liz and Jen and Katie and Joe, Catherine, Nita, Sherry, Treese, Alice, Donna, Alyssa, had a pom pom on a hat, and oh, you're working on socks. Fantastic. Adelena, Susanna, Liz. I can't remember whose names I have said now. Hi, you guys. I hope you've all got your knitting out and just relaxing. Okay, so it was a close vote. I took a quick look today. It was a really, really busy day today, so I didn't have a lot of time to be looking on my phone, but I looked once this morning on Instagram stories and it was tied 50-50. I'm like, ooh, it's going to be close. And tonight, when I came home and I was looking in all the places, because you can vote here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram stories, Instagram posts. So I always check those 4 places. And I'm like, I honestly, again, had no idea because it would literally be 3 votes for green, 4 votes for blue, 2 for green, 1 for blue, 3 for here, 4 for here. I'm like, this is too close to call. So I had to count every last vote. And hi, Amanda. And oh, Susanna, you forgot to vote. Well, anyways, it was fairly close. So let me look here. We had a good number of votes. We always get, but always the number 106 always kind of sticks in my head, is kind of the average number that we usually get. We had 116 votes today, so a little more than normal. And okay, so the winning, I'm just curious here. I just have to know this. Um, Okay, the winning yarn had 64% of the votes. So I don't know what the number has to be able to say it was close, it was one-sided, but 64% of the votes. So this one yarn kind of pulled ahead at the end. Okay, you guys, hold on. All right. Okay, I'll tell you what the winning yarn is, and then I have to go fix something here. Okay, the winning yarn, without any further ado, I see Liz gave me my drum roll a couple minutes ago. Blue yarn, green yarn, the yarn that I'm going to cast on and I'm going to knit for the 2-week sweater is blue. The blue. 60, what did I just say? 64, 67? I can't remember the number. Anyways, it was in the 60s. Look at that. That's awesome. Okay, you guys, hold that thought for 1 second. I have to see why my laptop is not charging. If it's not charging, it's not going to last the whole hour. Okay, Liz, did you vote for blue? Okay, you guys all chat in the comments or leave me some comments of what you're working on, or if you are going to be working on sweaters for February. I just got to jump up for a sec. I'll be right back. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't have to go anywhere, but I do have to look down here. I've got to find a better solution for this. I've got extension cords, I've got laptop chargers, and there we go. We're in business. I just had too many things to plug in and I forgot to plug the one in, but it was right here. So that was helpful. So, okay, blue yarn. It is, you guys. I'm excited. Now, my green yarn, I still absolutely love this. When I was picking this out this morning, in the back of my head was, oh, Louise, you always have been picking striped yarn lately. And I always get the thought again about the sleeves versus the body, the width of the stripes issue. And I had a lovely lady message me on Instagram or YouTube. I'm not sure now where it was. And that's what she was asking. She's like, do you have a solution for that whole situation, right? The width of the sleeves. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I don't have any magic solution. I said, I either just knit them and you just go with the flow. The sleeves end up whatever they are and I like them. Or as I'm knitting the stripes, if the stripes are getting too wide and I don't like how it's matching the body, then I just cut the yarn and join the next color and make my stripes match the body. And she's like, "Oh, darn." She said, "I was hoping you had some kind of solution." And I'm like, I don't. I don't." So, I mean, I don't think there possibly could be if you want to try to match them, right? Other than cutting and making your stripes match. But anyways, that was my thought about the green and white yarn, is like, oh, if this is going to be a sweater, going to end up in that same situation again. Um, but with this blue, we do not have to worry about that. So let's take a closer look at this yarn, you guys. Uh, Aran Wonderball. I love that. It does look like a Wonder Ball, doesn't it? It's just so gorgeous. That's right, Jocelyn. I saw you snuck one of the last votes in as I was counting them up, and I saw you had voted for green. But okay. Oh, Sam. Oh, you sent a picture of your hat. Ooh, okay. Okay, let's see. What am I going to get here? Not bad. Not bad. So, sweater knitting month is February. Jocelyn and I are starting our 2-week sweater challenge on Friday, and which, of course, and um, um, the Fiber Friends is February. The whole month is sweater knitting, and I know Cheryl has already started her February sweater. I think Kara already started, and there might have been one or two other people that had plans, and they may have started too. Because there's no knitting police, and if you're super excited about starting your sweater, cast it on now. That's okay. Um, Oh, Sherry's got see, look at that. Just when I said there's no way you could get those stripes to match, somebody's got an idea. Sherry says, "Oh, could you use a technique similar to Intarsia in the round for striping the sleeves?" Quite possibly. So Intarsia in the round is really fun. Where you kind of carry a strand and then it just you knit with that strand, like, and it all just kind of magically fits together. Um, I don't know. That's a good idea. There's probably somebody that has come up with some idea, right? There's some people have got just minds that work overtime in a way that my mind does not. I'm not very good at coming up with all these technical ways of doing things. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm happy with just cutting the yarn too and making my stripes match that way. Sure, it's a few extra ends to weave in, but you know what? It's a Netflix show, right? And you weave in ends. So that is a-okay. Sam, yes, I will show a picture of your hat here in a minute. So, sweaters. Yes. So, February is sweater month over on the Fiber Friends podcast. So, is anybody going to knit sweaters along with us? If you want to be super, super adventurous, you can start this Friday with Jocelyn, and we're going to go Friday to Friday. It's what, February 3rd to the whatever 2 Fridays is after that. Not even entirely sure what our end date is. Um, so this is what I'm knitting, and you guys, that's okay. It's all right. It'll all be good. But this is thin yarn, and I knew it was, but and I was okay with that because I'm loving sweaters knit at a lighter gauge, not chunky or bulky. I like them sometimes, and that's what I've knit a lot of. But I'm liking a lighter weight sweater. So I thought, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. Even if it is a little bit lighter, even if I don't get it finished, that's okay. If I get it finished in the month, that would still be a miracle. But I have done chunky weight, like a number 6 weight yarn. Um, I've got that finished in 2 weeks with absolutely no problem. Worsted, I struggled last year with that, and this just is not getting thicker. The more I look at it, it is not getting thicker. So I just need to just let that go. I love the weight of it. It'll make a beautiful sweater, and I'm gonna see if I can get it done in 2 weeks. I might actually just follow a pattern for this one, which I might, because doing the design work and the numbers working out take cuts into knitting time. So with a lighter weight yarn, I may just pull up a pattern out of my Ravelry library and cast that on and knit with that. So we'll see, but I'll think about it. Or I may just take my measurements, do a gauge swatch, and kind of figure out. The jury's still out on that one. I'm going to think about that a little bit for the next couple of days. But this is the yarn, you guys. It is lovely. Absolutely lovely. It feels so nice. Doesn't feel itchy at all. That 50, I'm just going to call it 50/50. Um 51/49 um wool in acrylic. It feels nice. I think it'll be pretty to wear. And like a really nice March, early spring, end of winter sweater. It's going to be a pullover, and I'm thinking 3/4 sleeves because I always roll my sleeves up anyways. So thinking maybe I will just do like a bracelet length sleeve. I think. Katie, it looks very thin to me, which is why I voted for the other yarn. It's so pretty. I know it is really pretty, isn't it? And I'm hopeful. I've taken a half a day off during the week, during the 2-week challenge, not for sweater knitting, for something else. So I'll have a little bit of time, extra time that day to knit. So I'm going to try it because I haven't really, during the 2-week sweater challenge, like really, really, really pushed myself every day. It's more just been come home at night, knit comfortably for a few hours, go to bed, and then knit comfortably on the weekends. So if I was to really, really, really push myself, it'd be interesting to see how far I can get. So that's that's the plan. Having said that, when does our challenge end, Jocelyn? I gotta look this up because I do have my granddaughter coming to stay for a few days. One, 2, February so we end February 16th. Is that right? February 11th. Okay, so okay, I do have my granddaughter for a few days, but that's okay. Life happens, we will figure it out. So anyways, we'll see how much I can get done. It'll be a good challenge no matter how much I get in it, if I get it finished or if I don't. Oh, she was so cute on the live. I know, wasn't she? Yes, yes, she was with me Saturday night and Sunday, or Friday and Saturday. Yeah, she's so sweet. She is like the best baby ever. So yeah, so she will be with me for part of the time while I am doing the 2-week sweater challenge. So that'll put an extra little wrinkle in there, but it'll be fine. Um, oh, what is this? Cactus shaped pillow. Okay. That sounds fantastic. So, anyways, that's that. So let's talk about something else. Let's see. Under the willow. Hi all. I finally found my way to this live. Oh, I'm so happy you're here. What kind of sweater am I making? Just finished a cactus shaped pillow. Okay, that sounds so cool. Okay, so Deborah, a cactus shaped pillow, like one of the like the cactus that has or like how do you make a pillow cactus shaped? Now I'm gonna have to go like search Ravelry for pillows or something here. Yeah, Susanna said the 2nd to the 16th. Okay, so I am just gonna have to gauge my knitting and try to get a whole ton more done before Scarlett comes for a few days. So yeah, it'll just be a good time management to yeah, just really, really, really knit a lot that first week. And knitting's fun. It wouldn't be the first time I didn't make a deadline, and it will not be the last. So, not that I'm setting that intention that I'm not going to do it, that I'm already not going to make it because I really, really want to. Okay, what else did I work on this week? I feel like I worked on mostly one project, but we'll kind of do a little bit of a recap. So, this technically was not supposed to have been a sweater start. My because it's still January, you guys. This has to be the 5th Monday in January. And but I wanted my sweater to be a new start Monday. So it had to be this Monday, not next Monday, because I need to start the sweater on Friday. So, anyways, that's why technically there's 2 sweaters in January, but we're not going to worry about that. So my first sweater. I'm going to try and go in order of starts for this year. Start number 1 was my sweater with that gorgeous Norwegian Hillesvåg yarn ask. Love, 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 love that yarn. Um, but I have not done anything more with the sweater since I cast it on. And you know what I realized? I'm going to pull it out. I started doing top down. I was going to do a yoke sweater. I don't think that's what I want to make. I think I want this to be a cardigan. It's like the yarn is talking to me here. And I just Yeah, I just don't think I'm feeling it as a yoke sweater, so that's why I have not picked it up. So, I'm hoping this week to pull that out and restart it, and knitting a cardigan out of it just feels like a better idea. So, I'm gonna switch it up. Instead of leaving it all year, because I really want, since I've started working with the yarn, it is so gorgeous, I want to wear it, and I found those other colors, so I want to do some kind of color work sweater that I'm gonna wear and absolutely love. So, I could just steek it. I don't know. Okay, I'll think about it. Maybe. I could. Okay. I'm I guess the verdict on that first sweater of the year is I haven't found the exact project for it. So it is just on hold. It's on hold for now. But project number 2 is not a whole lot farther along than I showed you last week. Last week I was so excited. I had the leg done, I had a heel flap, I had a heel turn. I was gung ho. This sock was going to be done today. Well, it's not. But I did a couple more rounds on it last night, and my heel gussets, you can see there, look at that, my nice decrease line. Oh my gosh, where are we here? Here. Everything's backwards on this camera for me, so it's a little, for some reason, a little tricky. Anyways, there we go. Start of a foot. So I love the yarn. Absolutely love this yarn. This came from Little Red Mitten. Sock and wool comfort. I love it. I don't know, it's just green. And that's just Little Red Mittens, put that on their tag. The ball band just has color numbers on here, but isn't it pretty? It's got brown, greens, blues. I love it. It's almost, is it the same blue? Not that I've really ever worried about my knitwear colors matching, but it is kind of the same blue in there, right? Maybe I'll be able to wear the 2 of them together at some point. But anyways, sock is off to a good start, and yes, it is only sock 1. I'm hoping for miracles to happen this week, that I'm going to, I don't know, somehow miraculously get twice as much knitting time in the evenings over the next couple of, like, 2 or 3 days, and I can just make miracles happen with my needles. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so sock, still on track, not much progress, but a little. So, row by row, it'll get there. So um my whip project for the Fiber Friends is the Mistake Rib Scarf, which I am loving. You guys know I just love the stitch. So this is what I worked on this week, working on this. And here I got going along. This was only a couple of nights worth of knitting. I was going to try to do an inch every night. Well, an inch was just, it knit up so quick that I did 2 inches and 2 inches. So this was only, I did this in about 2 nights. And I thought, I'm ahead of schedule. I'll just set it aside. Well, we all know what happens when you say that, right? And so I didn't get any more knit on it. But my ball is looking really, really skinny, and it's getting there. The scarf itself is almost long enough that I can cast it off. I can wrap it around a couple times here. So look, see, it could be a doable scarf. I mean, it needs to be a little bit longer, but if I had to cast off, it could be it could be a scarf, right? Or it could be a cowl. I don't know, a double wrap cowl. But I'm going to keep knitting on this a little bit longer, and I'll just cast it off. So it will be done by the end of the month. So for anybody who's just joining in, if you voted and missed the reveal of the winning yarn, it is this gorgeous blue. Isn't that nice? Look at the halo. This is going to look so gorgeous. That's all right, Nancy. I'm glad you're here. So what else? the sock, the scarf. Okay, you guys, I should have started with this. I have a finish to show you. I should have been shouting that from like the second we went live and being like, I have a finish. So I'm going to show you two things. This one here was a finish. I finished this in December, so it's not real. It's not a new finish, but it is a finish. And my finishes are a little lacking. So I'm going to show you this one again, just because. So this was a brioche sample that I did for the class that I just taught. So this was a cowl, and you can see here, which way do I go here? That I did leave. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look when I look in the screen, it's all backwards to what I'm holding. So there we go. I did do, there's just a sample here. There. Of some just plain brioche. And this is what the rest of the cowl looks like. So it's really, really fun. So this one here, I did this with some fleece artist yarn. Really, really lovely to knit with. Then a couple of weeks ago, my other Norwegian yarn, this was they call it sock weight yarn, but really it's a light worsted. In the blue and the cream, you voted for this. I can't remember what this was up against. It was something that was more like Halloweeny, I think. It was like a tangerine color in a really dark charcoal, and you guys voted for the blue and the white. So this is the project that I knit this week and got finished. Is another brioche cowl. So in this one, I switched the colors around. So the light was the predominant color on the side. And I did a 2-color long tail cast on down here. And I did a 2-color yarn over cast off. That's what I want to say up here. So the top, so hopefully my cast off and cast on match. I haven't woven my ends in yet though, but that's okay. I really, really like this. I really like this a whole lot. It was a lot of fun to knit, and it was actually really easy. This was my project for a Learn to Knit brioche class. We did little samples of single color brioche, and then we did a little sample of 2-color knit flat brioche and how that process worked, and then we cast on and did in the round brioche, which actually is pretty easy. Once you've got the basics down, in the round is easy. So this took a little chunk of time, but it's a finish. So I can say I have one finish on my whiteboard back here. I have one project started and finished in January. I have 3 others that are not done. So my 50-50 balance is not where I want it to be, but that's all right. There's one. I'm on the board with a finish, you guys. So that is super, super exciting. Um, oh, Cheryl's here. Hey, Cheryl. And Cindy and Tammy. Hi, everybody. So Amanda says, I'll definitely look into it. I also have to figure out what I can knit that will survive a hurricane. Amanda, where are you? Let's see. Oh, reminds you of a forest. Oh, that's cool. Yes. It almost looks like kind of faux cables. It's just a simple increase and decrease. And that's it. Oh, you're in Florida. Well, okay. That's not good. If it hurt, so I'm assuming a hurricane is it on its way. I haven't been keeping any track of weather, so be safe if it is. Um. Oh, Alyssa, you said you were told 2-color brioche was easier. I don't. I find one color super easy, and I start with one color when I teach. I start with one color because you don't have to slide your work back and forth. It's just, you just knit and you turn, you knit, you turn. You're only dealing with one color. You don't have to worry about which color if you get interrupted. what color are you starting with? Are you starting with a knit or a purl? You can just one color, you can just brioche knit the whole entire project, your scarf, and it's just one color, one stitch. Very easy to start with, I think. And then once you get the technique down of your slips and your knits, your single, your double stitches, then we move to two color flat knitting. And there with that, that is the hardest. That is the hardest because you've got um, two strands of yarn in a 4-row repeat, and you're sliding your work half the time and you're turning half the time. So once you get your head wrapped around that, then we go to in the round where it's actually easier and it's just the end stitch at the end of the round, not losing your yarn over. That is the trick. Catching your yarns and switching to your new color. And that's pretty much it, you guys. So, anyways, okay, did I do anything else? I don't think so. Oh, my hat, my last week's project. Okay, I haven't done too much on that, you guys. It is on the needles though. It is on the needles. Barely. It's cast on with, I think, half a round to knit. This is what you voted for last week. This is Sans Garn Smart. It I think it's classified as a worsted. I think it is. Um, two shades of purple, like a lilac and a grape, maybe. This one here is a little darker than it's showing on the screen. And is a hat. You were I picked the project. You guys were voting for the yarn, I do believe. And mm, that's crazy. This was only last week, and now I can't remember. What were we voting for? No, I said it was, yeah, I'm pretty sure I said it was going to be a hat, and you were voting for yarn, and this is what you picked. So it's pretty. It's kind of it's out of my color zone. So which is nice to do something that I normally wouldn't do. So this is my very first start of my round. Can you see that there? There's a single stitch, there's a double stitch, and I'm just getting it. Oh, was that what it was? Either stranded or brioche? Maybe that was it. Sally, I think, remembers better than I do. Maybe I said it was going to be a hat and I picked the yarn, and then was I you guys were picking whether stranded or brioche. That, Sally, makes more sense to me. Yes. Okay, Alyssa wanted stranded. Okay, so that was it. So brioche won out. So I am just doing the setup row. So I is cast on with one color this time. Just did a long tail cast on. And then I am not making a smart choice and talking and doing brioche at the same time. That we'll see what happens here. Shouldn't it be on your whiteboard, Tammy? Yes, it should be on my white. Um, it's not. I've got 3 projects. I don't have this one wrote on there. I know. I should fix that, shouldn't I? Um, okay. I don't know if I can do this and talk at the same time. Okay, Sam sent me a picture. I saw a comment. Let me see if um if I can find that picture and I can show it to you. So that was my knitting. It was fun. It was really a week of brioche because I finished the cowl, I wrote up a pattern, I taught a class. It was so much fun. It was a lot of fun. So now I just need to, and I also babysat this weekend because if you guys watched the Fiber Friends, you saw Scarlett was with me still when we were podcasting. My phone. Okay, let me see if I can find Sam's picture here and I can show that to you. Oh, somebody else just voted for blue. So definitely a blue. Everybody was feeling the blue, which is exciting. And it was new yarns, so I'm excited. Oh, Sam, that looks amazing. Okay, so it looks like you've got your ribbing done. That's great. Yes. So remember last week, Sam was having trouble with her ribbing and we got her back on track. Sometimes it really helps if you can have somebody help you in person, right? Helping over Zoom is good, or YouTube videos help, but sometimes you just need that one on one time in person to have somebody show you and get you on track. So, Sam is all good to go, which is wonderful. Um, oh, and I bought the yarn. Which one? The blue yarn? Yes, I did. Oh, okay. Sam's asking for some hat knitting questions, I think. Okay. Anyways, yes, so that's good. So overall, I feel like I had a productive week. I mean, I gotta finish. I gotta finish, you guys. That's all I should be focusing on, not worrying about the rest. You know what I should be doing? I can knit on my sock. No, I'm not. I'm just not. We've only got like 15 minutes left here, so I think I will just knit when we're done. I'm not going to risk messing something up here and then having to unknit and fix the mistake. Oh, Nancy, yes, that's the yarn you mentioned. Yes, okay, yes, that's right. You joined in a little bit later, wasn't it? Yes, because I was saying that here it is, the ball band. That yes, you were saying that this was at Little Red Mitten, and I did see it at Little Red Mitten, and then when I was back at the Thoughtful Artisan on the weekend, I actually got this, in Woodstock at at her shop, and this here yarn has got, like, a halo to it. You can kinda see it there, can't you? So, it's gonna be really fun. Oh my goodness, Christine, yes, let's chat about Sock Madness. Christine, um, are you doing Sock Madness? So February 1st, you guys, which is what, Thursday? Sign-ups open for Sock Madness. So if you want to if you want to try to join in the excitement, you have to sign up first. So I do believe Karen sent me a message or I saw it posted somewhere. Sock Madness Forever is the Ravelry group. And go there, and there will be a link in one of the threads that will take you to a Google Doc. It's laid out really, really well, and there's a couple of threads there that will be talking about this year's Sock Madness, and it will have rules in there for you to read. But you do need to find where you need to go to get to the Google Doc. You fill that out and submit it. And then you'll get an email back saying that you are signed up, you're registered, and then they will email you the first sock pattern when it comes out. And then it's literally off to the races. So that is super fun. Um, do you sock madness? I know. There are two kinds of melange. Oh, okay. This must be what I've got, right? Yes, the Garzotto. Have you used this, Nancy, the fuzzy stuff? It looks so lovely. I can't wait. Cannot wait. Oh, Sam, you just finished the 4 inches of ribbing. What is your next step? Go to the larger size needles if you want to. I think you were thinking you wanted just to stay with the same size. Now just keep knitting around and round and round until what was it, 9.5 inches from your cast on to the whole thing, body of the hat in ribbing, and just keep going. You got the hard part done now. Now you can just sit back and knit round and round and round. So, oh, Christine, you work too much. Yeah, I know. I'm not probably really serious, truly a very good candidate for Sock Madness either, but I don't know. It just makes me excited just to be part of it, to try. I mean, really, what's my goal for this? Okay, like really, if I qualify, I mean, even just qualifying. So the first sock, the qualifying sock, you have a full 2 weeks to knit the sock. make a Ravelry page, take pictures, upload it, send the link from your Ravelry page into the moderators, judges, wherever it needs to go. You've got 2 full weeks. And they do have like a time clock on one of the threads. So for different time zones, you can see exactly, like literally down to the minute, that you have to have it emailed in. Then you can, and then they tell you whether you're in or not. So that was pretty exciting. The first time I qualified was a couple of years ago. I think I've done it twice. This will be my 3rd year. And the first year I qualified, second year I did not. So, yeah, I'm excited to try it again. And let me tell you, qualifying that first year was to get that email that says, Louise, congratulations, you're in, was super, super exciting. Very exciting. But Christine, we should do our own Sock Madness here on the podcast. I know, I've kind of thought about doing something like that, something that is just as fun, but not quite as stressful. Well, that's kind of that is how we ended up doing over on the Fiber Friends podcast. April is Sock Month because it was still Sock Madness was going on. It was Easter long weekend, and everybody, this was back, I don't know, 2020, 2021. Anyways, nobody was doing anything for Easter. So we thought, let's do a little sock challenge. We did a 3 or 4, like a long weekend sock challenge to see, could people do a pair of shorties? Could you do one sock? And then the whole month of April turned into sock knitting month. So which is fun. I know sometimes you have to challenge yourself. Do you? Maybe not. Maybe some people don't. I think it's fun. I don't stress myself out, as you guys know. Sometimes I make my challenges, sometimes I don't. Eh. And if you don't, well, you just look at it that you're a whole lot farther along than you were when you started, and that's a good thing. So, okay, this sweater, I'm excited. I'm going to do a gauge. I actually am going to do a gauge swatch. And I'm going to do a little bit of planning work for the sweater. So come Friday, I will be right ready to start. And Jocelyn and I are going to be chatting here Friday night, 7:30 my time, Eastern time, which I think is 6:30 Manitoba time for Jocelyn. So we're going to cast on beforehand. So it's a Friday. I'm off Friday. I have the whole day. Well, I shouldn't say the whole day. But I have like an afternoon off on Friday. So I'm going to cast on. I'm going to get started because that's going to be a baby free Friday. So I'm going to have to knit as much as I can. So we will, we'll show our starts this coming Friday night. Nancy, how many balls did you get? I got 2 balls. My other sweater isn't going to take, I got 2 balls for my other sweater, and it's not going to take the whole 2 balls. So I think I should be fine with this. Yeah, so I didn't look, Nancy. Oh, Nancy, you made a cowl out of this. Nice. Okay, maybe we need to chat. I'm sure you don't remember what size needle, but if, yeah, I'd be curious to see what size needle you knit this with. So if you happen to remember, you can let me know. If not, no big deal. I will just do a gauge swatch and see. I need all the time. Oh, okay. Yeah, so Jocelyn, you're going to cast on like Friday morning. Yes, because Jocelyn's setting a really challenging goal for herself for 2 weeks because you're doing a DK sweater, aren't you? I don't think I will. I mean, I know, never say never, but I can never really, really, probably never should say I'm going to do a DK sweater in 2 weeks unless I have 2 weeks off work. If I had 2 weeks off work, that would be a different. But this is for me, 2 week sweater is just knitting a few hours after work every night and having weekends mostly free to get the sweater done. But yeah, DK sweater, I would have to not be working in order to attempt to try to get that done in 2 weeks. Sam, yes, did I don't know. I didn't I looked at I looked at your hat. Here it is. It's a beautiful shot of ribbing, and it looks lovely. There. Looks good. Looks good. Looks great. Nancy says, "Oh, it does feel similar to the oh, does it feel similar? They recommend 4 millimeter. Um, it does feel similar. It does feel similar to the other one. I don't know. I might. It does feel really similar. I don't know. I was just gonna say I might like the other one, the feel of it better, but I was holding up both balls in the yarn store. I borrowed the Shiva and one of the Melange. I know, and I was kind of holding them both, and I'm like, "Ooh, can I feel a difference?" Like, and I don't know. I couldn't really feel a difference. So I'll start knitting with this and see what I think. The other yarn I absolutely love, and there was a really nice colorway that I almost came home with, but then I thought, "Oh, I really, really like this blue, so let's go with the blue." Oh, Christine says, "What pattern are you doing?" For the sweater, I don't know yet. I don't know. Every year, I have always just done my own pattern, my gauge to garment, measure, do my gauge, cast on, and go. I'm gonna think about that tonight. I'm gonna think about that here in a few minutes. I'm gonna get settled in, relax, and think, and do measurements again, and just think about what I want the sweater to look like. And because that's the thing, when you're designing as you're knitting, that takes a not a l well, it does take a lot of time. I was gonna say it can take a big chunk of your time because you're thinking, right? And it actually takes a lot of time to measure or to try on because if you're doing a raglan, like how deep do you want this? Like with this weight of yarn, how many inches do you need to go? So you're finding like you're always measuring. You're stopping, measuring, stopping and measuring. Then you're stopping and thinking, you're stopping and looking, you're stopping and trying it on versus just reading a pattern and you're like you have to go for X number of rows, X number of inches, and you can just go and do and then move on to the next one. So I'm thinking because this is a lighter weight yarn, maybe that's what I should do. I'm gonna think about that and decide that tonight. Maybe I'll look on Ravelry. I got stuck. I was looking on Ravelry last night, and I was like, "Ooh, I like this. I like this. I like this." But I wasn't looking at sweaters. I was looking at something else. Do a ranunculus. Ooh, yeah. So what I was actually planning last night, I was just looking at some more brioche projects and just getting some inspiration and looking at color choices that people had done. And yeah, so that was fun. It doesn't matter if you're looking on Ravelry, you're looking on Pinterest, you're on YouTube. You just go from one thing to another to another to another, and before you know it, like an hour is gone, right? Ranunculus, Debbie, that's actually a really good idea. And this is probably about the right weight. That actually is a really good idea. I have not knit one, a ranunculus or a love note. I have not knit. But they're both short sleeves, aren't they? But could you make them longer? Okay, that's a good question. I like or a good suggestion. Oh, let's vote. What are we voting for what I should knit, Diane? Autumn League pullover, Tammy's suggesting. I know, Cindy, that's right. You get lost in the rabbit hole called Ravelry. You really do, right? Because then I was finding, I found one picture. I'm like, ooh, you're like, I like this. And then you go to the designer's page, and then you see all of like then you click on who else knit that, and then you go and then you're reading the notes and you're seeing like roughly how long it's taken people to knit it and what yarn they've used. Oh, I know. It was so fun. Oh, Liz, you wanted to start the autumn. Christine says ranunculus. Cheryl says love notice 3/4. That's right, Cheryl. You did, didn't you? Tammy says I've done 3 easy and fast. Should be about your weight of yarn. Oh, 16 days. You did yours in 16 days? See, that's doable, isn't it? Okay, that quite possibly is a good idea. Okay, so what is the autumn league pullover? Okay, let me see if I can find Ravelry kind of quick as we're chatting here. Has anybody else um seen the Autumn League? I think I have. I do. I have Ravelry right here. Because I know I've been having way too much fun in Ravelry lately. So let me see if I can just go. Okay, patterns, Autumn League. Okay. Oh, it's a sweatshirt, Nancy says. Diane, you've done Autumn League? Oh, okay. So this is nice. So it looks like just a looks like a raglan, just a raglan pullover, super cozy and comfy. Okay, can I show this? So long sleeve. Yep. So just um ribbing around the neckline and the cuff. So it just nothing crazy, which is good for a 2-week sweater challenge, but just nice. So what is it saying? Pullover sweater. Oh my goodness, you guys. They knit it out of Lion Brand cotton jeans. I have some of that yarn in my stash. Surprise, surprise. So I could do that with actually using the correct yarn. Go figure. That is okay. So that is a good option. Okay, I'm going to save that in my favorites. Thank you guys for suggesting that. Oops, that's not right. Okay. What? Why is this being silly? Okay, I'll figure that out. Okay. Oh, okay. So you think the Autumn League is in pieces? Okay, that's okay. See, well, I mean, I don't have a problem seaming as long as it's quick. I don't know if I do this for the two, long as I can get it knit and have time to seam. That would, I could probably do that. Cotton feels good even after several trips to the washer and dryer. Yes. Um, Okay, the acrylic I'll show wash and wear a while too. Yeah, the cotton, I think it's nice. I haven't knit with it. I don't even know. Actually, I didn't even find it while I was putting all of this yarn away in this room. I did not come across that. That means it's in a different room. Okay. Something to go look for. Oh, Tammy says hacks out there to do circular. Yeah, and I mean it wouldn't be hard. It wouldn't be hard to just figure that out at all, to do it circular and do your raglan, so top down, bottom up. I mean, that would be pretty easy to do. Okay, thank you for the all the ideas. So, okay, I've got some things. I'm just good. Yeah, I think I'm going to get myself a nice get settled in, and yeah, just do some sweater thinking, sweater planning for the next little bit, but not too much because I could have had to knit too. So. We'll see. We'll see what it says. Oh, okay. Louise says it was in pieces originally, but has been updated to include the round. Yeah, and I don't have a problem knitting it in pieces because like seams. I don't mind seams, right? They give some structure to the garment, and but when you've only got 2 weeks to do it, sometimes not having to seam it, you just need that little bit of time saver too. So I will, Amanda. I'm gonna have lots of fun with this. So yep, I've got a few days to figure out, find some needles, do a gauge swatch. I saw Nancy said they suggest a 4 millimeter needle. And I think on my other sweater, I think I'm using a 4.5. I went bigger because I wanted it really drapey and I love the gauge that I'm getting. So, oh, Louise said you knit the cotton and oh, and you wouldn't want to seam with the cotton. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, because the cotton, um, okay. Yeah, I could see that. maybe it just doesn't feel like it has, like, the strength, like, when you're seaming it, or just yeah, for whatever reason. Oh, it was 4 millimeter for the ribbing and 4.5 for the rest. Okay. All right. Thank you, Nancy, for that information. That's really handy to have and good. That'll give me something to think about. All right, everybody. Well, I think we are done for the night. Okay, so sweater knitting, sock madness knitting, all the fun stuff is about to happen all at once. It is going to be such an exciting month. So I'm going to work on a couple things just to see if I can make some more good progress um, on my January projects, get my whiteboard updated. I'm starting to collect ball bands that are going on my bulletin board so I can kind of just keep track of everything. And we'll be back here next week with another cast on. So I am gonna have, yeah, I'm just gonna have fun with the sweaters, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I hope to see lots of pictures from you guys, what you're working on for your sweater this month. It's yeah, February is always one of my favorite knitting months with sweaters. Always so much fun, so much inspiration to see what everybody else is doing. And yes, Jocelyn says we will be back here Friday with our sweaters started. So, and hopefully we both have a good start, and we're yeah, out of the gate quick and fast with hopefully not many reknits having to pull out and fix any sizing issues or anything, but we'll chat about that Friday and let you guys all know how close we are, what the progress is like, if we're happy with our yarn, our needles, our gauge, all that kind of stuff. So until Friday, everybody, have a fantastic week and happy knitting. We will see you all Friday night. Bye.